Okay, this one seems like a good challenge. Okay, so we need to rearrange the digits of the first number in a list to form a largest possible number. Okay, so what happens is basically we have this list, right? So we will be given this list, and then we need to take the first instance of it, and then we need to reverse it. Okay, and then rest of the list we don't need to worry about it. Okay, so we just need to reverse this digits kind of thing, right? So what we can do is, so we will, of course, be returning numbers, right? Numbers, right? But what we need to do is, let's do an operation over here first. So numbers, and then uh, 0, right? We need to access the first element of it, and then we simply modify it. So whatever we get, so of course we will need the numbers again, right? So first of all, make it into a string, and then what we can do is string, and then we simply reverse it. Okay, so we, of course, we know how to revert the string, right? So that's reversed. Now what happens? So it's reversed, that means we just need to make it into an int now, right? Okay, and then what if we simply return the numbers list now? Remember what I did over here, right? So we took the number, we made it into a string, and then from there, from that string we can reverse it, right? Like this, right? So we know the slicing operations that we can perform on string, and then we make it into an int. Now we simply return the number list, basically. Okay. Oops, the test case failed. What was it? So 9876, right? 54321. Okay, one thing. Expected is 9876. Your result is this 9876. Okay, we need to compare both of them as well. Is it? Is it? So it's failing somewhere around there. Okay, so it can be, could be. Okay, so we just get the thing. Okay, so let's just make it into a number. So we made it into a number, right? So numbers 0, right, equals to, if it will be numbers 0 if numbers 0 is greater than what? If it is greater than the number that we computed, right? The number that we computed. This thing, let's just make it bigger. Okay, so if it is greater than thing, else what? Else should just be number. All right, let's run it. Let's see. Okay, one test case failed. Okay, input was that, hour was that, input was that, your result 9890807. That's fine, I guess, right? Input was that, result was that, expected what? Ah, okay, it could be any possible. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. We need to loop over it as well, and then make it into an int, and then compare if it is bigger or not. Okay, that's a lot of work, huh? You see, right over here, because we were given this input, it simply, we made it simply, we just kept it as it is, right? Okay. How can that be done? So basically it has to be in a descending order, basically. So I guess another thing that we need to do is we need to make this string into a list as well. Okay, the reverse character, okay, this can be easily achieved. Okay, so we make it into a list. Right, okay, let's just create another temp variable or something like that, right? we will do the cleanup later on. Okay, so this will be the temp, and this is the list. Let's make this into a list. Now we have a list of reversed numbers, right? And then we simply do sort on this, right? Or sorted, right? And reverse will be true, right? And then after that, what we can do is, so since we have the thing already there, right? And then can we simply make it into a string now? Maybe, maybe. Can we make it into a string now? If we make it into a string now, then we simply turn it into an int, and then let's run this. Okay, let's try this. Okay, compilation error, blah, 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 int with base, blah, 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 value error, 9876. Okay, we simply could not do that. Right. Okay. So we will need to use the joiner. So join. Right. Let's try this. Okay, every test case has passed, right? So basically what we did was, it's a long way. Right, so it's a long method to do it. Okay, don't worry, I won't forget it. What the hell? Okay, so that was my solution to this. First of all, reverse it. Okay, first of all, make it into a string, reverse it, and then make it into a list. Why was that even required though? Why would I have to reverse it? Reversal is not required. Okay, so since we are making it into a list, so it's not required. Of course, I will be needing the first list element, and then we made it into a list, and then we simply sorted it and joined it, made it into a list, I mean string, and then made it into a thing, int, right? And if the given list was, so we are just doing a transformation of it basically, right? And checking if the first element of this was greater than our transformed value, we are simply doing it, right? So in this situation, what happens? 9087, we simply made it into like this, right? So okay, great, it works. So let's submit the code. I am pretty sure other people have done something similar. They might have looped over the thing, made it into a string, loop it, and then basically compare the values, and then just do some sorting or something like that. I simply use the default, right? Okay, something similar, and then if it can be divided by 10, and then it's just doing something similar. Okay, a little bit complicated. Okay, this guy has done. Okay, reverse true, but it's not checking if it is bigger or not. Okay, so if the given number after transformation, was it bigger or not? Not checking for that, but anyways, it's fine. We are doing it, so maybe that was not required. Maybe, because yeah, we had a test case that failed. That's why we did it. So what is this? Looks similar. Int sort, right? So list thing. Okay, sort, and then basically what is this? A equals to thing in temp, and then after that it's just doing something similar. Okay, got it. And what about this guy? Is doing something similar. Map. Good one, good one. Map string with a new list. Okay, great. Map function. Okay, what about this? Looks very similar. Very similar, very similar. Okay, so that's how we basically solve this particular problem. Okay, so thank you for your time. Take care. Bye bye.